Hey guys, Night Cruiser MA. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon, and I'm sad. You know why I'm sad? I'm sad because this truck is just so beautiful. That's why I'm sad. It's a strange reason to be sad. I understand that. I mean, it's, you know, this is a beautiful truck. I leased this truck about a month ago. It's always been my dream truck. It's the GMC Yukon Denali. It's actually the Denali XL, because I'm an XL kind of guy. And you know, I had a GMC Yukon back in 1997. I wanted to get into photography, and I did get into photography. And I just loved it. I just absolutely loved it. And right around 99 or 2000, they came out with the Denali line, and it was like, oh my gosh, a luxury version of what I already have here. That's pretty incredible. So, when I realized that I needed an SUV to start carrying around a lot of my video stuff, and to carry around stuff for my wife, you know, whether it would be a wheelchair or a walker, I mean, I just thought this thing was so beautiful. You know what I love about this thing in particular? I love the lines. I mean, you look at this belt line right here, and it's just nice and straight. There's nothing curvy, there's nothing wavy, there's nothing bubbly about this thing. It is just plain sexy. It is everything I am not. It is not round, for instance. Let me get a little bit better view over here. Anyway, I absolutely adore this thing. So, as you can see, what's really nice about this thing is that if I go over here, now I've got the power lift gate, which I can even open with the key if I want to. And back here, I've got almost all of my gear back here. I've got camera, tripod. I've got lighting. I've got tripod heads. I've got my toolbox of various cords and stuff. I've got a slider. I've got a I don't even have my jib in here. Huh. Thought I did. Maybe I don't. Anyway, I've got a jib in here somewhere. I've got a dolly over here. I've even got a stool back here that I use to kind of wheel around when I'm working the jib. Got a case for my audio stuff back there. And you know, what's amazing is that I can hold all of this gear, and I can hold 4 people as well. And if I took this, you know, all the gear out, I could actually hold, well, really 8 people, but 3 of them would have to be midgets, I think. Wait, did I just say that right? It was 7 people, but 3 of them would have to be midgets. So, and you know, I don't know. It's pretty incredible. Even back here, I've got a charging port back here, and I believe somewhere, I might be mistaken, but I think somewhere there might be a UPS port. Wow, you can tell I'm very tired today. I took my wife for an MRI, and I'm just a UPS port. I like that. A USB port. Somewhere back here, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, so this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got a push button for the liftgate. How cool is that? So you look at the back seat here, plenty of room. Now as I open the door, the running boards extend out, which give you just a nice, I mean, and they're big. You know, they extend right out. So my wife can literally just stand right on that and climb up into the, well, she sits in the front obviously, but just wanted to show you the back here. 2 DVD screens, actually I should say Blu-ray screens. I didn't really want them, but they came with the sunroof, and because I didn't want to pay for these guys back here, I said, well, I won't get a sunroof then. And then it turned out I couldn't get any packages without them. They've got vents back here for both passenger rows as well as full controls down here. And as you can see, now I've also, well, I'll get to that in a minute. what's cool is, so these chairs, for example, from the back or from up here, I can simply reach in here somewhere, hit this, that folds right down. I can hit it again, and it folds right up, which allows pretty easy ingress and egress from the third row. And the same happens over there as well. To put it down, you just have to manually do that, and no big deal. Up front, gosh, this thing is huge and just awesome. So again, the running boards extend down. Just kind of step up and get in. This comes free with the optional bird turd accessory right here. And I'm telling you guys, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous vehicle. I mean, starting over here, you've got all of your window controls. You've got lockouts for kids and stuff like that down here. You got power folding mirrors. And mirror adjustments and stuff. And then basically you've got things like your lights. You've got selectable 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, high and low, or auto. You've got controls here for the HUD. So basically you can move the display up and down. You can change what information is shown, and you can change the brightness right there. So right here is the HUD. Let me just zoom in on that. And it's just awesome because it keeps everything out at just the distance that you want. So I can move the display up and down. I can choose what I want to show. There's the tachometer along with the speed. That would be radio if I had the radio on. Well, that is the radio right there. Okay. Then there would also be navigation, which would tell me, it would actually show me little arrows saying go up and take a right in 300 feet, 200 feet, 100 feet, turn now, blah, blah, blah. So that's very, very cool. Steering wheel controls. Get the, this is adaptive cruise control, which I just love. So you set it for a speed, it will follow that speed unless there's a car in front of you that's going slower, and it will just slow right down, and then when that car gets out of the way, it'll speed up again. And then you've got controls here to handle the dash over here. You can basically determine what you want to see on the dash. Do you want to see audio stuff? Do you want to see your phone stuff? Do you want to see navigation or settings or whatever? And then within each menu, you've got sub-menus that kind of show you things like your total mileage and so trip A, trip B, fuel range. This actually has a cylinder deactivation mode, which will if you're not using, at low throttle, basically it'll go to a V4, which is nice, although it vibrates a lot more than you'd expect. This is the typical Night Cruiser MA gas gauge that's hovering around E. And then we come over here to the center stack, and you know what I love about this? I mean, maybe I'm old school, but look, there are actual buttons and dials. It's not all touchscreen. Yes, there's a touchscreen and you can go to nav and stuff like that, and that's fine. But gosh, if you just want to change your temperature, look, a knob. How cool is that? How novel in this day and age when other cars, including Cadillacs, and I don't know about other ones, but I know a lot of Cadillacs, you have to sit there and go, it's just a button for temperature. Oh, it's 60, I want it to be 90. Okay, 30 times I got to push this, or, whatever. So, dials are good. Fan speed is even a knob. So you've got it from a nice gentle breeze to a hurricane. That's awesome. Even this is very simple. Do you want the air coming at your face, or at your feet, or the defroster in your feet, or at your face and your feet? So it's very simple to change those, and just with the press of a button. Down here is the controls for the rear passenger, or rear compartment, I should say, and you can change their temperature as well as if they want it, you know, feet or just on their face or whatever. And then their fan speed as well. And also, and they can of course control it back there. If you had little kids that were doing whatever, you could just hit the little lock button and that would lock them out from making any changes back there. This truck, I mean, it's even got, so you've got 3 levels of heated seats, whether you want it on the back and the bottom or just on the back, and then 3 levels of air conditioned seats as well. So literally these vents on the seats will blow air through them and keep you cooler on a warm day. Just awesome. The rest of it, I mean, you know, there's even a little thing back here. You've got a USB port in here, and you can put a lot of stuff in here. So that's kind of cool. And I won't go through all the touchscreen stuff, but there's just a lot of stuff in here that's just fantastic. And you know, for some reason they've made it so that you can have up to 60 presets. I'm not sure why you would need 60 radio presets, but okay, we'll just go with that. But anyway, the wood grain in here is very nice. Probably not very real, but it's very nice. This is a 2-tone color scheme. I think it's called Cocoa Dark Atmosphere. So the top part is kind of like a chocolate color, and then you've got kind of like a putty color on the seats. It's just really, really nice. I mean, you've got controls up here for the you know, the sliding the moonroof, the sunroof, that type of thing. That's what we're talking about here. You can even control, how thoughtful is this? Do you want the tailgate to open all the way, or 3/4 of the way, or what? Because let's say you're in a garage and you don't want the tailgate to open all of the way because it might hit the top of the garage. So that's very cool. Basically, this is just my dream truck. You know, nice big cup holders in here, and then you've got even a place in here that you can throw your phone in here, or you know, straw wrappers, things like that. You've got basically your can charge stuff here, and you've got 2 USB ports here. So again, really, really nice. Huge storage area in here. Obviously, I've got a ton of stuff in there. Got an iPod, another USB thing for my iPhone, and then a wireless charging dock here, which doesn't work with iPhones, but I don't like iPhones anyway. I just happen to have one. So yes, beautiful truck. So here's the question, guys. Why am I sad? Why is it going away? It's a great question, and here's the reason. I am incredibly uncomfortable right now. It is so depressing. I can't tell you how depressed I am. These seats, I don't know what the deal is, but for some reason, these seats are, one, they're hard as a rock, and they've got these vibration things in here that are really, really mounted fairly high, and they're very hard. But worse, I don't know what it is, there is no back support here for me. Now granted, I'm a fat guy with scoliosis, okay? I get it. Maybe I'm not the target market, but I've been in plenty of car seats that are very, very comfortable. This is just not them. And I've tried a lot of things to make it comfortable. How much have I actually tried? Well, let me show you something. These are see, there's probably about 2 missing. Some things I've tried to get comfortable. These are all various pillows, pieces of foam that I've bought. They're seat things that you can sit on. They're lumbar supports for your back. More seat cushions over there, cushions for my back, lumbar cushions, gel pads. This thing was like $130, this black thing here. Tons and tons and tons of cushions and pads, and nothing, absolutely nothing worked, and just incredibly frustrating. So Unfortunately, although this is the vehicle of my dreams, I love the way it looks, the way this thing drives. I mean, look at this. It's even got a towing thing here. So you've got trailer braking, trailer gain here. You've got parking sensors. You've got lane departure sensors, things like that. You can move the pedals up and down if you want. I should be able to get super comfortable in here, but I can't. And so, after trying everything, and talking to 2 different dealers, in fact, although the main dealer that I bought it from was the primary contact point, essentially what they told me is, you know, you really don't have a lot of choices. I mean, I said, well, maybe I can get the seat kind of, you know, changed out a little bit or padded or something. Well, because I leased it, they said, nope, you can't do that. Can't change the seat. Okay. I said, well, what about a different seat? Because the Cadillac Escalade has a better seat, the Platinum version of that. I said, what if I bought the seats from that and I put it in here? Then I just took them out at the end of the lease. And they said, nope, can't do that because federal safety, whatever, requires the original seats to be in the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, so essentially I was just out of luck. I mean, I've tried every cushion I could. Nothing worked. And they wouldn't let me change anything in the seating. I even had the roof rails up there for kayaks. I mean, just fantastic. This thing is awesome. Look at these wheels. These are the 20-inch chromed wheels. They're just beautiful. I love them. Absolutely love them. So yes, I love everything about this thing. It even has an integrated windshield wiper up here in the spoiler, so that when it's snowing and stuff, the snow doesn't pile up on the, you know, basically on the wiper that's down here. It can tow like 7,500 pounds or something like that. But I'll tell you, all I do now is I associate this thing with pain. It's terrible. I know that as soon as I get in, my back is going to start to ache, and it's been terrible now for about a month. On long trips, my wife and I take my Camaro, which is actually more comfortable, surprisingly. So yeah, I'm pretty down. I'm replacing this with a vehicle that, don't get me wrong, it's very nice, very luxurious, although it's a lot smaller, not nearly as sexy as this thing, I think. And, you know, I just don't like it as much. I'll show you what it is later on, but yeah, unfortunately this is going back to the dealer. And I don't know. I mean, I know these are first world problems, guys. I get that. I'm not comparing it to world hunger, but it just stinks. It really stinks. I absolutely adore this vehicle. So just wanted to give you an update on that and kind of show you some of the things that really stink sometimes. Anyway, thanks guys for listening. I will talk to you later. Bye.